Have you ever felt like life's challenges keep piling up, leaving you overwhelmed and drained? Maybe it's the endless demands at work, the pressure to provide for your family, or even just trying to keep up with the fast pace of life. Imagine for a moment, what if the key to transforming all of that isn't some massive breakthrough, but instead lies in small, simple changes you make every single day? Just like how a tiny drop of water can carve through a solid rock over time, your small, consistent actions can reshape your life in extraordinary ways. In this video, we'll explore 7 timeless practices inspired by Stoic philosophy. Practices that have helped countless individuals find peace, purpose, and fulfillment in the face of adversity. Starting with fostering a positive attitude, we'll dive deep into actionable steps that can help you embrace gratitude, reframe negativity, and attract opportunities like a magnet. You'll learn how small, daily improvements in communication, discipline, and time management can unlock the potential you never knew you had. But here's the best part. These steps aren't just for philosophers or scholars. They're for everyday people like you. Stick with me, and I promise you'll leave with tools that can make a real difference starting today. And as you watch, I encourage you to share your own story in the comments. What's worked for you? Your experience might inspire someone else on their journey. 1. Foster positivity. Your attitude is not just how you feel, it's how you choose to see the world. It's the lens through which you interpret every event, every challenge, and every opportunity. A positive attitude isn't about ignoring the difficulties of life or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about finding strength in the face of adversity, focusing on what you can control, and approaching each situation with calm determination. In the Stoic tradition, this mindset is foundational. It is the first step toward inner peace and emotional resilience. Let me share a story that left a deep impression on me. Years ago, I worked with a colleague who was notorious for his negativity. He would complain about every project, criticize every idea, and seem to carry a cloud of dissatisfaction wherever he went. At first, I dreaded every interaction with him. His attitude felt contagious, and I found myself growing increasingly frustrated and drained. One day, I decided I couldn't let his behavior control my emotions any longer. Instead of avoiding him, I made a deliberate choice to change how I approached him. I began observing him more closely, trying to understand his perspective. What I discovered surprised me. Beneath his complaints was a highly meticulous and professional individual. He wasn't being negative for the sake of it. He was deeply invested in getting things right. I started engaging him in conversations about work, asking for his input on challenging tasks. To my surprise, he offered insightful advice that improved not just my work, but also my understanding of the projects we were tackling together. Gradually, our interactions improved, and so did our working relationship. This shift didn't happen overnight. It was the result of small, intentional changes, choosing to see the good in someone, even when it wasn't immediately apparent. This experience reinforced a principle deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. You cannot control how others behave, but you can control how you respond to them. By altering my perception and focusing on what I could influence, I transformed a draining situation into a productive partnership. When faced with negativity, whether it's from a colleague, a family member, or even within yourself, the key lies in reframing your perspective. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic thinkers, once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This isn't just a poetic line, it's a guide for dealing with life's difficulties. Challenges and frustrations are not barriers. They are opportunities to practice patience, resilience, and empathy. So how can you apply this in your daily life? Start with small steps. Each morning, list 3 things you're grateful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already good. When faced with negativity, pause before reacting. Ask yourself, is this something within my control? If it is, take calm, thoughtful action. If it's not, let it go. Surround yourself with positive influences, people who inspire you, books that uplift you, and environments that encourage growth. Positivity doesn't mean ignoring life's hardships. It means choosing to respond to them in a way that builds you up rather than tears you down. Over time, this approach becomes second nature. You start to notice the opportunities hidden within challenges. You begin to see difficult people not as obstacles, but as mirrors reflecting areas where you can grow. You find peace, not because life becomes easier, but because you've cultivated the strength to navigate it with grace. If you've ever experienced a similar situation, working with someone difficult, facing relentless challenges, or struggling to maintain a positive outlook, I encourage you to reflect on how your attitude shaped the outcome. Share your story in the comments below. Your experience could be the perspective someone else needs to turn their own challenges into opportunities. 2. Discover your purpose. Purpose is not something you stumble upon. It's something you discover through reflection and action. It's the compass that guides your decisions and the energy that fuels your resilience. Without a clear sense of purpose, even success can feel empty. Yet when aligned with your values, purpose turns even mundane tasks into meaningful contributions. Stoic philosophy reminds us that purpose is deeply tied to living in harmony with our principles and focusing on what we can control. I have a friend who works as a talented software engineer. He excelled in his role, consistently completing his tasks with precision. Yet beneath the surface, he felt a persistent sense of disconnection and lack of motivation. His work, though competent, felt repetitive and devoid of deeper meaning. He began questioning why he was doing what he did, even considering leaving the field altogether. One day, he joined a project aimed at developing an application to assist people with disabilities. For the first time in years, his work took on a deeper dimension. He realized how technology could empower and improve lives. This newfound perspective reignited his passion. He no longer saw himself as merely solving code problems. He saw himself as someone building tools that could profoundly change lives. From that point on, he dedicated himself to creating technology that served a greater purpose. His work transformed into a mission, and the motivation he thought was lost returned with greater force than ever. This story reflects a fundamental truth. Purpose isn't handed to you. It emerges from aligning your talents with the values that matter most to you. Stoicism encourages us to live intentionally, to act in ways that reflect what we believe. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the importance of contributing to the greater good. He saw each individual's role as part of a larger whole, emphasizing that purpose is not self-serving, but extends to positively impacting others. How do you begin to discover your purpose? Start by reflecting on what truly matters to you. Ask yourself, what are my core values? What motivates me to get up in the morning? For some, it's their family. For others, it might be their craft, their community, or their faith. The purpose is deeply personal, but it is always connected to your principles and your willingness to act on them. If you find yourself feeling disconnected or uninspired, take small steps to explore where your skills and passions intersect. Look for opportunities to use your strengths in ways that serve others. As my friend discovered, purpose often reveals itself in action, not in contemplation. When we immerse ourselves in work that resonates with our values, we find clarity and fulfillment. Stoicism also teaches us to focus on the present. It's easy to feel paralyzed by the idea of a grand, distant purpose, but what matters is how you live today. Are your actions aligned with your values? Are you making a small contribution toward the life you want to build? By grounding yourself in the present and consistently choosing to act with integrity, your purpose begins to take shape naturally. If you've ever felt unmotivated or unsure of your direction, know that this is a part of the journey. Purpose isn't something to be achieved once and for all. It evolves as you grow. Embrace this evolution and trust the process. When you take small, intentional steps toward meaningful action, you'll find that purpose is not some distant goal, but a companion you carry with you every day. And that is where life begins to feel truly fulfilling. 3. Master communication. Communication is the thread that weaves relationships, work, and society together. It's not just about speaking, it's about understanding, connection, and clarity. Poor communication leads to misunderstandings, frustrations, and fractured relationships, while strong communication builds trust, deepens bonds, and opens doors to opportunities. In Stoic philosophy, communication reflects a higher sense of self-control and purpose. The Stoics believed that words should serve truth and harmony, not ego or impulsiveness. Marcus Aurelius often emphasized the value of speaking only when necessary and ensuring words were chosen wisely. This philosophy resonates strongly today, where miscommunication, whether at work or home, often stems from reactive, thoughtless exchanges. Imagine this. You're working on a tight deadline at the office. A colleague emails you with what seems like an unreasonable request, piling extra work onto your already full plate. Frustration bubbles up, and you dash off a curt response. The next day, the atmosphere is tense, and the collaborative project begins to unravel. Now, picture a different scenario. Pausing to consider their perspective, you respond calmly, clarifying your capacity while offering a solution. The outcome isn't just smoother teamwork, but also a stronger professional relationship. Or think of a family dinner where a heated conversation spirals into conflict because someone's words were misunderstood. Instead of reacting emotionally, what if someone paused, listened actively, and rephrased their thoughts calmly? That moment of patience could transform an argument into a meaningful dialogue. The way we communicate shapes our experiences, and Stoicism offers a clear path forward. Temper your words with intention and listen deeply. Epictetus reminds us, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Listening is a discipline that goes beyond hearing words. It's about understanding emotions, perspectives, and what remains unspoken. To adopt this practice in your daily life, start by mastering the pause. Before speaking, take a moment to reflect. Are your words necessary? Are they constructive? Respond with clarity and empathy instead of reacting impulsively. Active listening is another cornerstone of effective communication. Pay attention to the speaker, without crafting your reply in your head while they're still talking. Instead, try to genuinely understand their perspective, even if you don't agree with it. This approach requires patience and practice. Miscommunication is often born from assumptions, so focus on asking questions to clarify instead of jumping to conclusions. By doing so, you invite a spirit of collaboration rather than conflict, transforming interactions into opportunities for connection. In Stoic terms, effective communication also means embracing humility. Recognize that you don't always have the full picture, and approach conversations with a willingness to learn, not just to be heard. This mindset shifts your role in communication from a performer to a participant, prioritizing mutual understanding over winning the argument. When words are used wisely, they become a tool for building bridges rather than barriers. By cultivating thoughtful communication habits, you not only avoid misunderstandings, but also foster deeper trust and respect in your relationships. Remember, communication isn't about controlling the narrative. It's about creating space for clarity, understanding, and growth. If you reflect on your own experiences, think of the moments where better communication could have made all the difference. Whether at work or with loved ones, the ability to connect with intention and empathy often transforms challenges into opportunities for growth. The Stoics teach us to approach communication not as a battlefield, but as a chance to bring harmony to the world around us. When practiced daily, this principle becomes a cornerstone of both inner peace and stronger relationships. 4. Build self-discipline. Self-discipline is the foundation that turns fleeting aspirations into lasting achievements. It's the ability to commit to what's necessary, even when motivation fades or distractions abound. Without discipline, even the grandest dreams remain out of reach. In the eyes of the Stoics, discipline is not just a skill, it's a virtue, one that allows us to align our actions with reason and our values. A senior colleague at my previous company once shared a transformative experience. As a marketing professional, he realized his industry knowledge was becoming outdated. New trends and tools emerged faster than he could keep up. At first, this realization left him discouraged, but he chose to act rather than dwell on his fears. He set aside 30 minutes each day to read specialized books and enroll in online courses. Maintaining this habit wasn't easy. There were days when he felt overwhelmed by work or tempted to skip, but he remained steadfast. Over time, his small, consistent efforts built a wealth of knowledge that he applied to his projects. His contributions became innovative, and his career began to soar. This story embodies the Stoic principle that discipline is the bridge between our intentions and our outcomes. Marcus Aurelius spoke of doing what must be done without complaint, regardless of the obstacles. For him, discipline was not about force, it was about harmony, aligning what we know is right with what we do, no matter how we feel in the moment. In your own life, think about the areas where self-discipline could make a difference. It might be committing to daily exercise, managing finances more responsibly, or learning a new skill to stay competitive in your field. Whatever the goal, the first step is to start small. Like my colleague, dedicating even 30 minutes a day can yield profound results over time. To cultivate self-discipline, begin by removing unnecessary decisions. Structure your day in a way that minimizes distractions and creates room for your priorities. If you're working on a fitness goal, lay out your gym clothes the night before. If you're trying to learn something new, set a specific time for study, free from interruptions. These small preparations reduce resistance and make it easier to act. Stoicism also teaches us to separate what we can control from what we cannot. Often, we abandon our efforts because we focus too much on the results rather than the process. Instead of obsessing over how quickly you'll lose weight or master a skill, focus on showing up every day and giving your best effort. As Epictetus said, progress is not achieved by luck or accident, but by working on yourself daily. Discipline doesn't mean perfection. There will be setbacks and moments of failure. What matters is how you respond to them. If you miss a day or slip into old habits, don't dwell on the lapse. Instead, use it as an opportunity to recommit. Over time, these small acts of resilience strengthen not only your discipline, but also your belief in your ability to persevere. Think of discipline as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, even unnatural, but with consistent effort, it transforms into second nature. As you build this foundation, you'll notice how other areas of your life begin to align. Your confidence grows, your stress diminishes, and your goals feel more attainable. Every significant achievement starts with the decision to show up consistently. Whether it's spending a few minutes learning something new or making a healthier choice at dinner, these small acts of discipline compound over time. And as the Stoics remind us, it's not the grand gestures, but the steady, deliberate actions that lead to a life of purpose and fulfillment. 5. Optimize your time, the art of mastering the hours. Time is the most finite resource we have, yet it is often squandered on distractions, procrastination, or activities that add little value to our lives. In Stoic philosophy, time holds a sacred importance. Seneca, in his timeless work on the shortness of life, warns us that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. This perspective reminds us that how we use our time defines the quality of our lives. Picture this. A man wakes up with a to-do list so long it feels impossible. He bounces between tasks without clear direction, reacting to emails, urgent calls, and interruptions. By the end of the day, despite his busyness, he feels unproductive and frustrated. Another man, faced with the same workload, takes a different approach. He begins his day by outlining 3 key priorities. He dedicates focused time to each, ignoring unnecessary distractions. At the day's end, he may not have completed everything, but the most important tasks are done, leaving him with a sense of accomplishment and clarity. Or imagine a mother balancing work, family, and personal goals. She spends her evenings scrolling through social media, convincing herself it's her downtime. Yet, this habit leaves her feeling more drained than restored. Now, envision the same woman choosing to spend 30 minutes reading a book that inspires her or planning her goals for the week. Those small, intentional changes lead to a greater sense of control and fulfillment. Time, when spent with purpose, transforms from a constraint into an opportunity. Stoicism urges us to be intentional with every moment, recognizing its fleeting nature. Marcus Aurelius reflects on this powerfully, writing, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." It's a sobering yet empowering reminder to treat time as a gift, not something to be casually wasted. To optimize your time, begin by identifying what truly matters. Not every task on your list carries equal weight. Focus on the actions that align with your long-term goals and values. This could be a career project that builds your future, time spent deepening relationships, or moments dedicated to personal growth. Prioritizing these key elements brings clarity to your day and ensures your energy is directed where it counts. Equally important is learning to eliminate distractions. In today's world, distractions are constant. Emails, social media, endless notifications. They pull us away from what matters and leave us feeling scattered. The Stoics would remind us to guard our focus fiercely. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Set boundaries during your working hours and create intentional blocks of time for focused effort. These small actions preserve your energy and amplify your productivity. Planning is another essential tool. Begin each day by mapping out your priorities. Use techniques like time blocking to allocate specific hours for specific tasks. But don't just plan your work. Plan your rest too. Breaks aren't a sign of laziness. They're essential for maintaining focus and preventing burnout. The Stoics valued balance, recognizing that rest rejuvenates the mind for greater clarity and strength. When you find yourself overwhelmed by your workload, remember to zoom out. Ask yourself, will this matter a year from now? This perspective, a hallmark of Stoic thinking, helps you focus on what's truly significant and let go of what isn't. In your own life, there may be days when time feels like an enemy, too little to meet all your demands. But with intentional choices, time becomes an ally. Choose to act deliberately, to prioritize with wisdom, and to embrace the present moment. By doing so, you'll not only achieve more, but also experience the peace of knowing that your hours are spent in alignment with what truly matters. 6. Embrace continuous learning. Growth stops the moment we believe we know enough. In an ever-evolving world where technology and ideas move faster than ever, staying stagnant isn't an option. Continuous learning isn't just a choice, it's a necessity. It's about adapting, staying relevant, and uncovering new ways to improve yourself and contribute to the world around you. The Stoics believed that wisdom is the highest good, and the pursuit of knowledge was a lifelong journey. Reflecting on the story of my senior colleague from the previous section, his decision to invest just 30 minutes a day in learning didn't just update his professional skills. It transformed his career trajectory. His willingness to learn, even when it was inconvenient or challenging, turned a potential weakness into a strength. This mindset is what defines those who thrive in changing circumstances. Imagine a business owner who, after years of running a traditional brick-and-mortar store, finds his customer base dwindling due to online competition. Instead of accepting defeat, he takes the initiative to learn digital marketing and e-commerce strategies. Slowly, he revives his business by adapting to the changing market. Or think of someone facing a mid-career shift, feeling left behind as younger colleagues bring fresh skills. By dedicating time to learn new tools, they regain confidence and become a valuable asset to their team. Continuous learning is not about mastering everything at once. It's about steady, intentional growth. The Stoics teach us to focus on what is within our control. In this case, it's the effort we put into learning, not how fast we achieve mastery. Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This simple truth reminds us to approach every situation with humility and curiosity. To make learning a habit, start small. Dedicate 10 to 20 minutes a day to reading, listening to a podcast, or taking an online course. Choose topics that align with your goals or spark your curiosity. For instance, if you're interested in Stoic philosophy, begin with foundational texts like Meditations by Marcus Aurelius or Discourses by Epictetus. If you're aiming to enhance your career, focus on industry-specific skills or soft skills like communication and leadership. Another effective approach is seeking mentors or communities that encourage growth. Surrounding yourself with people who value learning creates an environment where growth feels natural. Ask questions, engage in discussions, and share your insights with others. Teaching what you've learned solidifies your understanding and contributes to those around you. Stoicism also emphasizes practicality. Learning should not be an abstract pursuit, but something that impacts how you live and work. Knowledge without application is useless. The Stoics often connected wisdom with action. What you learn should guide how you think, act, and make decisions. If you've read about resilience, for example, apply it the next time you face a setback by pausing, reflecting, and responding thoughtfully. In today's fast-paced environment, It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information available. That's why focus is essential. You don't need to know everything. You need to know what's relevant to your goals and values. Embrace the process of learning as an opportunity, not a burden. Even small efforts compound over time, much like drops of water filling a jar. If you've ever felt stuck or outpaced by change, remember that growth is always within reach. Every book you read, every conversation you engage in, and every skill you practice adds to your reservoir of wisdom. As the Stoics remind us, it's not about how much you know, but how consistently you seek to know more. With each small step, you move closer to becoming the person you aspire to be, someone equipped to handle life's challenges with clarity and confidence. 7. Express gratitude. Gratitude is not a passive feeling. It's an active practice that has the power to transform how we experience the world. It shifts our focus from what's missing to what's already present, grounding us in the moment and strengthening our resilience. The beauty of gratitude lies in its simplicity. It doesn't require grand gestures or extraordinary circumstances. It begins with noticing and appreciating the small things that often go overlooked. Imagine waking up in the morning and feeling the warmth of sunlight streaming through your window. That light, so easily ignored, is a reminder of a new day and the opportunities it brings. Or think of a time when a friend reached out unexpectedly to check on you during a tough moment. Their thoughtfulness, though simple, made a profound impact on your mood. Now picture reflecting on a past failure, not with regret, but with gratitude for the lessons it taught you. Each of these moments holds an opportunity to practice gratitude, enriching your perspective and cultivating peace within. Stoicism aligns deeply with the idea of gratitude. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to be thankful for the chance to wake up, breathe, and live another day. For the Stoics, gratitude wasn't reserved for fortunate events. It was a mindset applied even to life's challenges. Epictetus encouraged finding value in adversity, seeing it as an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Gratitude, in their view, wasn't conditional. It was a discipline. How can this idea change the way you approach life? Start by noticing the ordinary moments. The Stoics teach us to pay attention to what we already have, instead of longing for what we lack. This is especially powerful in today's world, where constant comparison often leaves us feeling inadequate. Gratitude acts as a counterbalance, reminding us that we already possess much of what we need to be fulfilled. For example, when you face a difficult situation at work, gratitude can help reframe your perspective. Instead of focusing solely on the stress, you can acknowledge the opportunity to solve a challenging problem or learn a new skill. In personal relationships, expressing gratitude for the little things, like a partner's kindness or a friend's encouragement, can strengthen bonds and build deeper trust. Even during setbacks, gratitude can shift your focus from frustration to reflection, helping you grow from the experience. Practicing gratitude doesn't require dramatic changes. Begin with small, consistent actions. Take a moment each morning to think about 3 things you appreciate, whether it's your health, the people around you, or even the ability to start fresh. Writing these thoughts down in a gratitude journal can deepen the habit and serve as a reminder during tough times. When interacting with others, make a conscious effort to express your appreciation. A simple thank you or acknowledgement of their effort can go a long way in fostering connection and positivity. The Stoics also emphasized the fleeting nature of life, encouraging gratitude as a way to fully embrace the present. They believed that every moment, even the difficult ones, is a gift because it's an opportunity to live according to your values. This perspective helps us let go of bitterness and focus on what truly matters: our relationships, our growth, and the impact we make. If you've ever felt burdened by what you don't have or overwhelmed by life's demands, gratitude offers a way forward. It doesn't erase challenges, but transforms how you face them. By practicing gratitude daily, you build a mindset that seeks peace amidst the chaos, finds lessons in struggles, and celebrates the beauty of the ordinary. In doing so, you create a foundation of resilience and contentment that sustains you through life's ups and downs. As we come to the end of this journey, let's reflect on the timeless wisdom we've explored. Each of the principles, fostering positivity, discovering your purpose, mastering communication, building self-discipline, embracing continuous learning, optimizing your time, and expressing gratitude are powerful tools for transforming your life. These aren't abstract ideas meant to sit on a shelf. They are actionable practices that, when embraced daily, can bring clarity, resilience, and a deep sense of fulfillment. Stoic philosophy reminds us that life's challenges are not barriers, but stepping stones. The small, consistent actions we take each day, whether it's choosing to see the good in a difficult moment, committing to a goal with discipline, or taking a moment to appreciate the present, shape the person we become. It's not about perfection, but progress. It's about becoming just a little better than you were yesterday. Start small. Pick one principle that resonates most with you and weave it into your daily routine. Perhaps you begin your mornings with gratitude, listing 3 things you're thankful for. Or dedicate 10 minutes a day to learning something new. Over time, these simple practices create a profound ripple effect, transforming not only your mindset, but your entire life. I encourage you to share your experiences in the comments below. Have you faced challenges where positivity or discipline helped you persevere? How has gratitude or continuous learning shaped your life? Your story could inspire someone else on their journey toward growth and peace. Remember, the path to a meaningful life isn't found in grand gestures, but in small, intentional steps taken every day. Let today be the day you take that first step.